Well, this is where we're heading today, up to the Sierra Bernia, but we're not doing any summits today. That's the main summit up there, which we've done in the past, but we're just doing a walk around the ridge. It's a long ridge, but you can't go all the way along the top, because the middle part needs ropes and proper climbing gear and stuff, and we don't do any of that. But you can make both summits from either end. And that's the eastern summit. It's a pretty dramatic range. Lots of super walks around and over and along, which we've done most of. Well, it's getting ready time. Boots are coming on. Looks a lovely morning, although the hazy cloud is coming in and it's supposed to get worse. But we're up at the Sierra Bernia Restaurant, which is famous for its garlic rabbit. Pardon? It's very rustic, this restaurant. And that's where we're off to, up to the Bernia. And that's the very posh restaurant. More garlic than rabbit, but very tasty.
Well, we've been going 45 minutes now, and we've crossed over to the other side of the mountain. And I'll just give you a view of the mountains and come around the coast to the flesh pots of Benidorm. And then in the foreground you can see part of the remains of the fort, and over the top at the back there is Sierra Bernia. But this was a massive fort in days of yore. It was a very big structure, fully equipped with everything. And there were 50 soldiers living up here permanently, plus animals and many other bits and pieces. Well, there's Janet and Nanu, and there's the top of the mountain, which we're not going to today. We're going to walk along roughly at the level we are at, and when we get to the other end, if it's suitable, we'll crawl through the natural tunnel to the other side, but we'll see what that's like when we get there.
Well, that's the view to Albia and the lighthouse and the flesh pots of Benidorm. It's all quite hazy over there, but that's the view that we've got from up here. There's Puig Campana coming into view now, and Ponoch, Sanchet, and then the whole of the ridge up to Aitana. We've just scrambled through this boulder field and had a bite to eat. Eric's just packing away our bits and pieces. We're under the crags of the ridge just above us, and we can't be that far from the tunnel now. Which is over in that direction. Over there. Hello, Nano. Hey, you having a nice walk? Nano. Enzo. Oh, got a scratch. Got an itch, have you? Hey, you got an itch. There's a good boy. Well, we've reached the tunnel, which is just round here, which looks ginormous, but it is a scramble on your hands and knees jobby down up the end there. I think Nanu's quite anxious to get through. Let's see how we get on.
Right, I've just come through the tunnel. You can't quite see the other end at the moment this way. But Janet's going to let Nanu go. Now! And here he comes. Here he is. There's a good boy, Sparrow. Yeah, Janet will be through in a minute. This tunnel is not man-made. It's perfectly natural. If it had been man-made, they'd have made it so you've got to walk through a bit easier. But you have to be careful when you do it, because after rain it can be very muddy. Or if the sheep have been through here and done all their droppings all the way through, then you can come out the other end smelling. But today it's a bit damp in places, but in general it's okay. Oh look, here's a creature coming through now. Oh dear. Is it a sheep? Is it a cow?
Be careful.
Probably closer to a cow than a sheep. But here she is, Janet emerging. You nearly stand up, a couple more yards and you'll be there. Go to the old legs a bit and knees. Hey, Victoria.
Didn't get too muddy.
This is a very quick one. This is our way down. And it will take us past a font, which is right close to the bottom, and then back to the car, which is way over yonder, where those houses are in the distance. Okay, off we go.
Well, that's where we've come from the Forat, the tunnel. You can't really see where it is, but I think we've come down the worst part of it. But there's quite good views of the rest of the ridge going along there, which are quite spectacular. It's a beautiful day. Much cooler this side than the south side.
Which is good for Nana.
Which is one of the reasons we came through the tunnel. And there's our Mongo in the distance. And the way that we're going down there. And I think Nanu's asking for a drink. Well, we've made it down to the font, getting cleaned up from the tunnel. Bit of muck on our hands and sticks, but not too bad. They've made quite a nice job of this. It never used to be as well finished off. That's where we've come down. That used to be a rough little scramble down there, and they've now put a nice flight of stairs in there. How kind of them. The water's overrunning. Nanny's been for a paddle already. Oh, looks like he's going for another paddle. It's running down there. And there's the washing bay and the animal trough.